it's a man who has divided the world of football, just not Arsenal fans, what he did, how he transformed the league, international football with his philosophy, and then to see what happened over the past 6 to 7 years. We can go on and talk about that till kingdom come. But how about this question? Has he left Arsenal, the football club, and the squad in a better position than, say, Sir Ferguson did with Manchester United?
Well, it's a really good question. I think both obviously when Sir Alex left Man United, I think it was the squad was on the downwards slope. I would have thought he'd won the league. And I think it was a great achievement to win that league with the squad he had. But I think Arsene Wenger, the squad he's left at the moment, has a lot of ability, but I don't think they have enough leaders, enough characters. So I don't think he's left the club in a particularly bad position. I think if somebody comes in, I think they'll be able to address what he's left maybe easier than what Alex Ferguson had to.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult to compare. But when you look back, Manchester United had just won the Premier League. Yeah. Look where Arsenal are. They're not even going to qualify for the Champions League. So it's a strong argument or it's very difficult to argue that Arsenal are being left by Wenger in a better position than Ferguson left Manchester United. On that basis alone, I'd say no.
But in terms of the squad,
I think he's left better players though at this moment. I think Arsenal have got a good squad of players. They're just not right in certain areas. And I think if someone comes in, they will address that very quick. I understand what you're saying, Gary, and I totally agree. Man United won the league. I just think Ferguson might have got out at the right time for Man United. I think Wenger's tried and tried and tried to put things right, and he's just not been able to find that formula. I think somebody looking in from the outside, his links with Vieira and other managers around the world, Ancelotti, I think with a little bit of guile, they'll get it right.
As Wenger changed the attitude and the methods at Arsenal when he first went in there, somebody needs to go into Arsenal Football Club and change the attitude and the methods again. The game's moved on. It's about high energy, pressing, work rate, coupled with great ability. The great ability is at Arsenal Football Club, but I don't think they have quite the work rate, the ethic, the determination and grit that the likes of Manchester City have, that Liverpool have, that Spurs have. Simple.
So how do you define success? He's won titles, he's stabilised a football club, and then you just say compare it to the likes of Jose Mourinho and everything that goes around with it. Yes, trophies are promised with Jose, but the instability. So is it an easy decision for club owners to decide between the likes of Jose or Arsene Wenger?
Well, we're talking about managers who've achieved so much in the game. I think it's difficult. I mean, we're looking here, Arsene Wenger lifting the league titles after probably the invincible season. I think it must have been a difficult decision for Arsenal to get rid of Arsene Wenger, because financially as well, he's brought so much to the club. He's built the stadium. You speak to any of the ex-players, he worked one-on-one with so many players, and I think he was inspirational to a lot of players furthering their careers at Arsenal. Look at the back four. They got another 4 or 5 years out of Wenger. Mourinho, for me, he comes in and it's like instant success. There wasn't that with Arsene Wenger. He had to build something, and he built it very well. I think his problem was when he sold the players after that year, when they were the Invincibles, he sold his best players very quickly because they all got to 30 and he wouldn't give them the long contracts they wanted. And I think that was a mistake he made.
You talk about instant success. In Arsene Wenger's second season at Arsenal, they won the double. Yeah. That's pretty quick, in my opinion, in all honesty. Wenger came in at a great time at Arsenal Football Club because he was ahead of the curve, and he's slid behind the curve now. There's no two ways about it. I think what is really quite sad is the fact that everybody who's been hammering Arsene Wenger for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years are suddenly big fans of his. So fickle, isn't it, football?